Okay, yeah. Introducing my next featured guest on my radio program, a show and podcasts taking time out of the schedule. We have the lovely Abi Flynn joining me right here, right now, at this moment. Firstly, welcome to my show segment, Abi Flynn. How's life treating you today?
Yeah, good. I got my boy off sick, but otherwise good. I've had a nice busy month of songwriting, so
Great. So
mm.
you look like you're definitely in the festive mood with your
A tree
decorations.
here, yeah.
Oh, that's good. So, Abby Flynn, I'm going to hand it over to you. Please, can you just tell me and my listeners just a little bit about yourself, please? You know what you do, where you're currently based in the world, and
Yeah,
your musical background and so on.
sure. Yes, I'm a singer and a music artist and a songwriter. I'm based down near Brighton in England, so it's Worthing. I've just moved back to my hometown now of Worthing. And yeah, been I've been through many genres, but I've always been sort of a very soulful jazz musician, I guess, and R&B. And then my voice became famous kind of accidentally in commercial dance music. So I'm also a lot on the BBC One and radio and like all over those kind of channels as well. But what I do is like anything soulful, anything with heart, very emotive, meaningful vocals. And yeah, I just had a really big journey through cancer and healing and motherhood and all sorts of things that have informed the landscape of my music. So finally releasing my debut album, which was actually recorded 8 years ago, because I had cancer when I recorded it, and it's taken me a long time to integrate. So yeah, it's a big time right now in my life.
That's great to hear that you're finally back on the road and you got
Mhm.
your material ready to be released. So I've received a track from you called "To the Sun." I like that because
Yeah.
it's got sun in it. So "To the Sun"
Yeah.
has a beautiful accompaniment as well on the musical background there. Where did
Yeah.
the inspiration for this song kind of come from?
I wrote that song. It was when I in 2007, no, sorry, 2018, and I was about to have my last scan results when I had cancer, and it was literally about the day or 2 days before I got the results. I wrote it really about surrendering. It's like I met this kind of really beautiful version of myself, beautiful version of life inside of life's like deepest adversities. And I wrote the song about really like declaring that my faith that I would stay alive and really experience more of these miracles and this beauty. And it's about like trust and surrender. Mm.
And so "To the Sun" as well. Has there been like a lyric video or a music video to accompany this track? Say like on like YouTube platforms.
I've got like a music video that's not been edited that I need to sit and edit. So I because I'm dragging this release out in a few stages with various remixes and stuff, I think I will release that next year as we start to make a bit more noise about it. So it's been a bit of a like slow start because of how long I've been out of the soul world for. So yeah, just kind of easing in with the track release and building it up from there.
Yes, absolutely. So we look forward to seeing that in the months to come.
Mm.
But what I do know is you did shoot a single cover for "To the Sun," and from what I gather, it looks like you were in a more clement climate, sunnier climate.
I was actually at Burling Gap, which is down south near here, along by yeah, it's called Seven Sisters, so it's down by near Eastbourne. And we were shooting a music video that day for one of my other songs, funnily enough, and I was 8 months pregnant. And it's kind of a testament. When I wrote the song, I didn't know if I'd live long enough to release the album, and I'd been deemed infertile and all these crazy things. So I kind of devoted it to this future version of myself, being able to become a mother and have a baby. My boy's name is Leo Soul, so it's another sun energy. So yeah, you chose that image of me at sunset with pregnant with him.
That's a heartwarming backstory.
Mm.
Um, and I just wanted to touch, you did mention that you had like success with house tracks, dance tracks. Um,
Yeah.
and another song you received very well in your discography is Everything Feels Like You, which was a club number with DJ
Oh, did you
Sync.
get that? How funny. Yeah, I love that one.
And do you still
On a
get
bass track.
do you still get people comment on that track to this very day?
I haven't actually, I don't think anyone's ever mentioned that one to me. It's one of my personal favorites though. The ones that I'm famous for, well, the ones that are famous don't have my name on them, so people don't often know. I'm like, yeah, I probably have a very unique situation where I'm one of the most famous voices in the UK in dance music, but completely unknown name. So no one would know what's me and what isn't me. So yeah, I don't
Mm,
know. I didn't know anyone had even heard of that track, so it's
mm,
good to hear.
yeah. I know Becky Hill was in that situation when she first started her career. She's singing a lot of dance tracks, and all the credit went to the producers and the DJs, and she 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 forged her own paths. And
Yeah.
do you feel that now's the time to kind of break away from that bracket and do
Mm.
what you were passionate to do?
Yeah, I've been doing both the whole time, and I've sort of been like professionally in music as an artist for over 20 years. But yeah, I think putting my album on hold was something I had to do for my own kind of process, and also just there wasn't room for the dance stuff and that. But now, yeah, I'm releasing my album to kind of reclaim a lot of that for my own artistry for myself. And I hope to kind of move forward in dance collaborations that are really aligned to me and really kind of suit what I love and have my name on them and stuff. So yeah.
I just wanted to mention another track that you did was called Yesterday as well. And that's done well for yourself as well. It's got a fun video as well. A bit of a trancy number as well, this one.
Yeah, that one got Radio 1 hottest record.
Oh,
So that was like a big milestone for me after doing like So Much in Love and Believe Me, which were like platinum selling tracks, but didn't have my name on it. Yesterday was the first song that kind of had a little bit of a noise. Or, it was on Radio 1 hottest record, and we did the Greg's Rave. So that's the song that was behind the Greg's Rave in Newcastle. So yeah, that was a good kind of little moment where I was recognized on something.
amazing. It sounds really good.
Yeah.
The aspect of the party.
Yeah, very cool. Gave me street cred.
And would you say you're quite a creative person? Like, how do you get your creative ideas from, when you're writing lyrics or composing music? Do you have to like write them down, or do they come to you
Um,
naturally?
yeah, well, when I had cancer in my 20s, it was like the absolute kind of just channeling everything that I was going through into gold, into like music that was medicine straight from my soul. And I had to do it to survive. And often I think that's the way with a lot of us creatives, like you go through something unthinkable, you go through just anything, heartache, yeah, difficult things in life, and you have to, all you can do is channel it into your art, and that art almost becomes like a prophecy or some kind of, it felt like a spell that I would put out into the world and then I would follow it. And that was kind of the idea behind Follow You to the Sun as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, at this time, like being in the songwriting world as a dance singer, it's the same. They're simple lyrics, and something like, "Don't you think like that? I will love you endlessly." So simple, but it's very, very cathartic and very yeah, like medicinal for me. So it's just like something I have to do to even process life.
Yeah. It's
And I think that's why it
interesting.
touches people because they
Yeah.
feel that.
It's interesting how songwriting can be therapeutic for people as well.
Yeah, it is
Because I know,
very,
like when like for personal experiences and talking to people, when they face adversity, they come through on the other side. It kind of you get a sense it makes them a stronger person. Do you feel that as well?
yeah, yeah, absolutely. I think so much of the movement that I want to release with my album. My album's called Get Deep, so that's coming in the spring next year. But there's a movement that I want to go with it that I've called Gifts from the Dark. And my album is, I guess, my gift from the dark. And the idea is that like so many people, so many artists, creatives, and just people, they birth some of their greatest gifts through adversity, and that's really where we get initiated
Mm.
into what our soul is saying and what we want to do in the world and our purpose. And so yeah, I really do value that way of looking at it.
So you've released like a string of singles now, so you built up a portfolio in order to release the EP or album 2025. So
Yeah.
looking ahead, that seems like it's going to be a promising year for you.
I hope so. Yeah, we plan to release the album after 8 years,
Mm.
and it's it's like 17 tracks on there. It's going to be a big deal, and the whole body of work was recorded when I was given weeks left to live. I just went into the studio and recorded it. I had a 21 centimeter tumor in my chest. It's unreal. I can't really believe all that happened, and
Mm.
so it's a really meaningful body of work, and it's a very uplifting kind of euphoric soulful, funky, jazzy album that's really just kind of again speaks to gifts in the dark and the beauty that comes in adversity. And so that's going to be very good for me to get that out. And then I plan to sort of combine the sounds with the dance music and the jazz and the soul and forge a new sound for myself as well later in the year.
Very good. Do you enjoy like working with yourself, or are you open to like collaborations, like in the studio? Is there anyone on your list that you like to work with? Well known or not so well known?
Well, I do a lot of collab with the dance music. It's like all collaboration. That's kind of the scene is really beautiful. I'm lucky to have that as a sort of career, like the songwriting publishing world. So I write for other people, I write for myself. My own stuff. I used to do a lot on my own. And then really like James Barclay from Yakul was a huge part of co-writing the album, and we started to like meet more people. I'd bring out more of me and I'd bounce off them. And now it seems like that's kind of the way it needs to be. I think collaboration is this lovely quality where you get your magic plus that person's magic, and then like this third entity between you that's like a new sound. So I'm really enjoying that. I'll probably be collaborating. And yeah, I'd love to work with, I mean, Ray is hugely on my list because of
Mm.
what she's been through and how she's really reclaimed her artistry through her struggle and through the exploitation of the industry, which I've also have a big journey with. People like Craig David, he was like my idol growing up. And yeah, don't really know on the soul jazz scene. Maybe Jessica Wilde, she's very cool. Yeah, still kind of learning who the soul jazz artists are because I've been in the dance world for so
Mm,
long.
mm, mm. Nice so about Ray though, because she broke away from the dance music and she just went her own way.
She does both, and that's what I want to
Yeah.
do. That's what I've always done. Like dance
Ah.
music is my love. Since 9 years old, be writing, same as her, since like a child, be writing top lines and love dance music. And then she's also allowed herself to also release her jazz and release her soul. Yeah, which is awesome.
That's good. Do you do like any shows or plan to do any shows like say next year or around Christmas time, like small gigs at all?
I've got one booked in on the 23rd, which is literally this Monday in Brighton at the Brunswick is Hove. And it's joined with some really great, there's another vocalist who crosses over soul house, dance and that R&B. And yeah, the Beat Bakery are playing, who are a really great band that again like crossover a bit pop, dance, soul. And we're doing a queer fundraiser, so like a queer songwriting camp fundraiser. But it's just really going to be a very fun Christmas party with a lot of feel good music. Good
Sounds
mix.
fun. And
Yeah.
what do like your friends and your family and your followers think of like your success, or would you like to say anything to them, regarding your musical journey so far?
I don't know, it's just been wild. It's really sweet of you to say, yeah. I think I'm probably my own worst critic because I almost like I find it really hard to look at myself as successful. I'm like, I don't know, I'm just doing my thing. And I think everybody's like very behind. I've got a good support network who are behind me, and I'm probably the one that needs to acknowledge it most. But yeah, just plan to keep going and for next year to like be a bit of a healing and an integration coming full circle for this quite wild journey I've had.
Mm. I suppose it does take time after from what I have heard, what you're saying, what you've been
Yeah,
through to bounce back.
yeah,
That's fine.
exactly.
I need to ask, where's best for people to follow you on like social media? You got all the usual social medias and like
Mhm.
emailing lists and streaming platforms as well, where people can keep up to date with your, local gigs and your future releases.
Yeah. Um, Instagram's probably the best place, which is ABI, the singer, Abby the singer. And I'm also sometimes on Facebook and stuff as well. But yeah, I probably use Instagram the most.
That's great. And I always like to finish on a high note. Do you have like any amusing stories or interesting facts about yourself you may wish to share with my listeners, like unusual hobbies or party tricks?
I don't know. What's like probably just being like coming out the other side of cancer, being a healer, and like everything I do is always like even if I'm not saying it on the outside, that I'll always be infusing really deep healing messages and energies into the things I record, into the things I put out, and even like recording that splice pack, which is the all my famous vocals and dance music. I recorded those when I was on chemo in 2017, and so many people don't know, hear these like cheesy lyrics, but they're like coming from such a deep place, and I think that's why they've reached the world. So sometimes I just feel like I'll be out in an Uber or on holiday and you hear my voice playing over the pool, and I'm just like have this little secret thing that I know that came from this really like deep journey, and people are just like out dancing to it. And yeah, it's like being a double agent sometimes, like the secret healer or the secret voice behind things. And yeah, so it's kind of like, yeah, just that magic of straddling both worlds, the deep and the fun and the like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Occasionally, I've asked my previous guests, going on to like interesting stories or anecdotes. They've been in a supermarket or they've been in the car driving and they hear their voice suddenly on the radio. That can be a little surreal for them, but in a good way.
Yeah. Yeah, like of the Uber driver or someone, yeah, singing along to my stuff at the pool or whatever. And yeah, it is a fun little thing to be able to do, or like get up at karaoke and sing your own song for a joke and see if people notice. And yeah.
Well, Abby Flynn, writer, I'd just like to say thank you personally for, joining me, hopping on to my show to talk about, your career so far and being open about, your journey through cancer and so on.
Mm.
Onwards, wishing you continue success with your career and your latest
Thank you.
endeavors. And I've got your latest single. Would you like me to play to the sun since we touched on that one on my radio
Yeah, why
show?
not? That's the song of the hour. Let's do it.
Great. Well, Abby Flynn, thanks for joining me on today's podcasts and shows.
Thanks, Danny. Great to chat to you.
Great chatting with you.